morning students, this is Bharati working as a physics teacher in Oxford High School, Uppunduru. In previous class we have discussed what is Newton's first law. Newton's first law is also called as laws of inertia. Okay, Nama, Newton's first law is also called as laws of inertia. And next one, Newton's first law explains about inertia. Okay, na? What is Newton's first law? Newton's first law, it is nothing but what happens when net force acting on the body becomes zero. What happens to an object when net force acting on the body becomes zero? That means when no external force acting on the body continues in its state of rest or in uniform motion. Newton's first law says that, or said that, every body continues in its state of rest or in uniform motion unless a net force compelled by an object or a net force acting on an object. It is called as Newton's first law. Okay, Nama, in this session I have to explain Newton's second law. Newton's second law. What is Newton's second law? What happens when non-zero force acting on that body? What happens when non-zero force acting on the body? Newton's first law said that F net becomes is equal to 0. Then what will happen to a particular object or particular body? In this law, what happens when non-zero force acting on that body, Amma? Okay, na? On that body. For example, we have to take a ball. That ball is placed in veranda. Push the ball gently. What will happen? The ball is accelerates from its rest. That means the body is in motion. Here, some force is responsible for the motion of a body. Some force is responsible for the movement of a body. That means we have to apply the some force on any body. The body must change its position or accelerates from its position. That means any force is acting on the body is always changes in its equilibrium state. Okay, Nama. Newton's first law explain about inertia and Newton's second law explain about momentum. Newton's second law explain about momentum. We know very well about the badminton ball and cricket ball. Both are hit by you. Okay, na? Which one hurts more? The cricket ball hurts more when compared to the badminton ball. In the same way, a bullet is fired from the gun will damage a ball with a high speed. A bullet is fired from the gun will damage the ball with a high speed. Okay, na, Amma? And next one, we know very well the cricket ball is hurts very more when compared to the badminton ball. These are all examples regarding the explanation of momentum. Okay, Nama? These are all the examples for understanding the concept of momentum. Momentum is always depends upon the two factors. The first one is mass and the second one is velocity. Momentum is always depends upon the two factors. The first factor is mass and the second one is velocity. Generally, momentum is represented by the letter P. Okay, na? Momentum, it is nothing but the product of mass into velocity is called as momentum. The product of mass and velocity should be called as momentum. Momentum is generally represented by the letter P. It is always depends upon the two factors. The first one is mass and the second one is velocity. We know very well in these two the mass remains constant, the velocity is a vector quantity. That's why the momentum is a vector quantity. It is a vector quantity. Amma. Momentum is a vector quantity. Momentum, it is nothing but the product of mass and velocity. The product of mass and velocity is called as momentum. It is a vector quantity because here the velocity is a vector quantity. That's why if any vector is multiplied with a constant value, then that value gives the vector. That's why momentum is a vector quantity. That's why the Newtons use the phrase regarding the momentum The momentum is nothing but mass in motion. The momentum is it nothing but the mass in motion. Mass in motion. Okay now ma. And next one, the direction of the momentum is always in the direction of the velocity. The direction of the momentum is always in the direction of the velocity. Okay now, here there are two units to find out or to measure the momentum. Here the CGS unit is generally momentum P is equal to m into V. Here in case of CGS, mass should be measured gram and velocity should be measured centimeter by second. Centimeter by second. And next one, MKS unit or SI unit. Here MKS unit, mass should be measured in kg and next velocity should be measured in meter per second. Meter per second. There are two units to find out or to measure the momentum. The first CGS unit is gram per centimeter, gram into centimeter per second. And MKS unit is kg meter per second. Okay now, or Newton per second. N is regarding Newton second. Newton second. These are the two units to find out or to measure the given momentum. Okay now, once again I will explain. Momentum, it is nothing but it is a vector quantity. The product of mass and velocity should be called as momentum. And then Newtons use the phrase. That phrase word is momentum. It is nothing but mass in motion. Okay now? There are two units to find out or to measure the momentum. The first unit is CGS unit. CGS unit is gram centimeter per second. And next MKS unit is kg meter per second. Okay? The SI unit of momentum is equal to Newton second. The SI unit of momentum is equal to Newton second. The direction of momentum is always in the direction of velocity. The direction of momentum is always in the direction of velocity. Okay na? Listen carefully. Badminton ball and the cricket ball both are hit you. That time you are getting a more pain while we touches the cricket ball. A bullet is fired from the gun with a high speed. It will damage the ball. It is also based on the principle of momentum. Okay Nama, is also based on the momentum. These are the examples regarding the momentum. Here the Newton's second law is always explain the momentum. Is always explain the momentum. See Amma, here P is equal to m into V, mass into velocity. See the next one, what are the examples and what are the activities regarding how to explain the or how to prove the Newton's second law. Newton's second law. The derivation for Newton's second law is F is equal to ma. Newton's second law, F is equal to ma. Basing on two activities, we can derive the F is equal to ma. Basing on two activities, we can derive the Newton's second law, F is equal to ma. See the first activity, Amma. See the first activity. See the first activity. F is equal to ma. F is equal to ma, Amma. See the first activity. We are applying the larger mass on equal amount of two objects. Equal amount of two objects. See Amma. By using these two activities, we can derive the Newton's second law. F is equal to ma. Look at the board. Here, this is one object and this is the second object. Okay, Nama. These two objects which is having a equal masses. Mass of first object is m and mass of the second object is m. Okay, na? Here, in this one, a smaller force is applied on the first object. And next one, a larger force is applied on the second object. Okay now ma, small f indicates a smaller force and capital F indicates the larger force. Here the mass remains constant. Here in this case we have to apply the forces. In first case a smaller force should be applied on the object 1. In the second case the large force should be applied on the second object which is having a equal masses. Okay na? If we are applying the more force on this object, more force on this object, here the object is accelerates from its rest position. The object should accelerate, should move from its rest position. That means more force is equal to more acceleration. More force is equal to more acceleration. In this case, the mass is remains constant. Mass is remains constant. Now look at the board, amma. Here, if the two equal masses of the two bodies, we are applying the force on these two bodies. If you are applying the more force means the body moves very fast. We are applying the less force means the body moves very slow. That means we are applying the more force means the more acceleration should be produced on the body. Okay na? See the next activity. Here, this is first body of mass m and this is the second body of mass m2. First body of mass m1 and the second body of mass m2. In this one, same forces is applying on these two bodies. Same force. Here different masses, but same force is acting on the two bodies. Here also same force, different masses. Sorry, same masses, different forces. In this case, same force, different mass. Same force, different mass. Here in this one, same mass, different forces. Different forces. Now look at the board. First case, we are applying the different forces on the two same bodies. Here in this one, we are applying the same force on two different masses. In this one, more force means more acceleration. Here in this one, more mass means less acceleration. More mass is equal to less acceleration. More mass is equal to less acceleration. If mass is very more, the acceleration produced by the body is very less. If the force is very high, the acceleration produced by the body is very high. If the mass is very less, the acceleration produced by the body is very high. Okay, Rama. In this activity, we are applying the more force means we have to produce the more acceleration. In this one, if the mass of the body is very high, the acceleration produced by the particular body is very less. By using these two activities, we can derive and we can define the Newton's second law. That Newton's second law F is equal to ma. What is the definition of Newton's second law? What is the definition of Newton's second law? Newton's second law said that the rate of change of momentum is always directly proportional to. Now listen carefully. The rate of change of momentum is always directly proportional to external force acting on that body. The rate of change of momentum is always directly proportional to external force acting on that body. Okay, Nama. Here in Newton's second law, F is directly proportional to dP by dt. dP by dt. dP by dt, it is nothing but change in momentum. Okay, Nama? Change in momentum at the rate of time. Here, directly proportional. The rate of change of momentum is always directly proportional to external force acting on the body is called as Newton's second law. What is the statement of Newton's second law? Here, we have to apply the non-zero force on that body. What happens to that particular body? Okay, Nama? What happens to that particular body? Here, F is directly proportional to dP by dt. Okay? Here, this is a body of mass m which is moving in initial velocity u. Okay, Nama? Here, we are applying the some force F. We are applying the some force F. We are applying the force on that body. Here, the body is in motion. That body moves with a final velocity v in a time interval t. In a time interval t. If a body which is of mass m is moving with a initial velocity u, we are applying the some force on that body. The body moves with a final velocity v in a time interval t. Final velocity V in a time interval t. Now look at the board here. Mass of your body is equal to m. Okay na? Here momentum of your body is equal to momentum. Here initial momentum is equal to product of mass into initial velocity m. And next final momentum is equal to mv. Initial momentum is equal to mu and final momentum is equal to mv. Change in momentum is equal to change is always taken differences between two momentum. That means final momentum minus initial momentum. Final momentum mv minus initial momentum mu. Here m is a common out, m into v minus u. Okay now ma? Here rate of change of momentum is equal to rate of change of momentum. Rate means here this value is divided by time. Here rate of change of momentum is equal to m into v minus u by t. Now look at the board here. This is a body which is having a mass m and moving with a initial velocity u. We are applying the sum force on that body in a time interval t. The body is moves with a final velocity v. Okay now ma? In this part, first we have to find out the initial momentum of your body. The product of mass into velocity is called as the initial momentum, that is mu. And final momentum is the product of mass and final velocity is called as final momentum mv. Change in momentum means final momentum minus initial momentum, that is mv minus mu. Okay na? Here m is a common out, the remaining value is m into v minus u. Okay na? Here rate of change of momentum is equal to m into v minus u by t. Okay na? Rate it is nothing but time. Okay na ma? Here what is the Newton's second law? According to Newton's second law, the rate of change of momentum, here the rate of change of momentum is always directly proportional to external force acting on that body. This one should be written as F is directly proportional to m into v minus u by t. Already we know very well. Here the rate of change of velocity should be called as acceleration. Okay? F is directly proportional to m into, in place of v minus u by t, substitute the value a. Okay? Here F is directly proportional to ma. Here proportionality symbol is there. Here mass remains constant. F is directly proportional to a. If F is increasing, the acceleration is also increasing. If F is decreasing, the acceleration is also decreasing. Okay Rama? If you have removed the proportionality symbol, put a constant. That constant is k. K into ma. K it is called as proportionality constant. Proportionality constant amma. K is called as proportionality constant. Here F is equal to kma. If you have applied the 1 Newton force on a body of mass 1 kg, it produces an acceleration of 1 meter per second square. Now look at the board. Here this is for mass, this is for body. We are producing the 1 Newton force on that body of mass 1 kg. It produces an acceleration 1 meter per second square. If we are applying the 1 Newton force on the body of mass 1 kg, which produces an acceleration 1 meter per second square. That means this is equation number 1. from 1, F is equal to 1, and next K into M is equal to 1 and A is equal to 1. That means finally K is equal to 1. Here sub K value, here sub K value, K is equal to 1 value in equation 1. Then F is equal to, in place of K we have to substitute the value 1 into MA. Then F is equal to MA. This is the Newton's second law. This is the Newton's second law. What is the Newton's second law? Newton's second law, it is nothing but the rate of change of momentum is always directly proportional to external force acting on that body. Always directly proportional to external force acting on that body. Okay, Nama? Consider a body of mass M which is moving with the initial velocity U. We have to apply the sum force on that body F. It moves with a final velocity V of a body of mass M in a time interval T. Okay, na? First you have to find out the initial momentum, then after that final momentum, and then write the change in momentum, and then rate of change of momentum, and finally by using the Newton's second law we can derive F is equal to MA. This is for the derivation for Newton's second law. Now listen carefully. Here F is equal to dP by dt. Okay, Nama? F is equal to dP by dt. This is also one formula or derivation of the Newton's second law. Okay, na? This formula is applicable. F is equal to dP by dt or MA. Okay, na? This formula is applicable to any system which contains the mass remains constant. Okay, Nama? F is equal to dP by dt, that is equal to MA. Okay. Finally, overall in this session, what is the momentum? Momentum or linear momentum, whatever it is, in this session, what is the momentum and what are the examples of momentum? What is the CGS unit and what is the MKS unit? And finally, what is the Newton's second law and F is equal to MA. Okay. Thank you.